Let's get good. I am the gamer under development, and this is Humankind OpenDev 2.2. And I say 0.2 because the last time that we did this, we did Beneath Our Hooves and King of the Hill. Today we're going to be doing Loot and Pillage and wading into battle. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into Loot and Pillage. I've already done both of these a couple times to get accustomed to them. Loot and Pillage is awesome. It is a Viking scenario, and I love it. The current era is medieval, the current culture is the Norsemen, and here we go. Loot and Pillage, Siege of Paris. Our raids have seen Paris seized many times over recent years. This time, though, the city wasn't our quarry. We eyed the rich lands of Burgundy further south, but those foolish Parisians are refusing our request for safe passage, so they will pay, even if the city seems better defended than usual. They may have added walls to their cities, but now you can test them with siege weapons. Objective, win the battle. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go, guys. This is my favorite scenario of this this set of OpenDev, by the way. And, like, the first time I did this, I instinctually was like, we're not going through here, right? Because if we look at the city, this right here is just sort of like a defensive post. It's an administrative center. This, however, has a little crown over it. That means that's the capital. That's the place we want to be, right? So my first instinct was to take these pikemen right here, throw them on a boat because we're Vikings, and go to these conveniently located slots of land right around the capital. That being said, that isn't necessarily the best idea. It is a good idea, but it's not the best idea. The best idea is this. What we're going to do is we're going to break off exactly one of our pikemen. Just one. We're going to put it right here. We're going to take these other two and we'll put them in the water in just a moment. But first, we're going to take this boat that has 3 of our great swordsmen on it. They're just melee units, close combat unit, useful for protecting ranged units from cavalry. 3 movement, 1 attack range, 33 strength. Nothing special about these. We're going to send them over this way. Now, you see that in 2 turns, we can get right here next to this little nodule of land. That is important. That's what we're going to do with them. Then we're going to take these 2 pikemen right here. We are going to send them to the maximum movement they can go for 1 turn. The reason I'm not doing 2 is because 2, they're going to run into the same slot that we have here, and we obviously don't want that. Actually, you know what? This is probably fine, because they're not going to stay there. So it should be fine. We don't want to combine these, is basically what I'm trying to avoid. And then down here, we have another boat with 3 more great swordsmen on it. We're going to send that boat right here, which we can reach in 2 turns. Important to note, we have 4 turns to capture Paris. Parisius, not Paris, apparently. It was probably called that back then, and I just don't know that because I'm kind of a pleb, but that's okay. So another thing that's important to note about this is if we zoom out and we go to attack this city, I'm going to move my mouse so that it doesn't show us that prairie thing, or it's just going to keep showing us the prairie thing even though I don't want it to. Let's try this. Can I not see the prairie thing, please? That would be great. Well, it looks like we're not going to be able to avoid the prairie thing. The important thing to note here, though, is that white outline right there. That shows our reinforcement range. So if we look at it, we can see that that outline... Okay, this tooltip thing is irritating right now. Can I... Game, please. Game, please. I managed to trick it last time, and I don't remember how. Whatever the case. We look around here, and when I go to look at that, you can see the outline, right? And it goes around all those little nodules of land right outside the Capitol building, but it doesn't go into the water there, so we have to get onto those little pieces of land in order to invade the city. This is where some of the siege mechanics kick in. That's why I'm showing you that, because it is going to be important later. So let's go ahead and have these folks sentry, because we just want them to stay here till we're ready to siege the city. This is traditional Viking tactics right here. We're going to put basically a cursory force up front with a little firepower to get them worried about us attacking from the front, while in reality we're just landing ships to take the capital in the back. So we're going to bring this ship over here this turn. No, don't put them together. Don't. All right, then. That complicates matters just a little bit. Let's go ahead and send this swordsman over here. See, if we try to send this pikeman here, it's going to take them 2 turns to get there, which we don't want. We're going to send a pikeman here, but we'll do that next turn, and we're going to take this other swordsman, send it here. We're just going to have to, like, move these units individually like this. It's no big deal. There we go. We've merged all our swordsmen. We have our pikemen separate again. I probably should have just waited a turn to move the pikemen, because we want our pikemen to go right here. Because once again, the most important thing is that we get everybody onto these land masses before we start the fight. The thing is, we also want to be in position to actually siege stuff as soon as possible. So we're going to basically cheese the system a little bit here. In that next turn, we're going to be able to get somebody onto this land, and we're going to start a siege, which will start to whittle down some of their militias, which is important because it'll basically weaken those units. Let's go ahead and end the turn here. Alrighty then. So this turn, we're going to send a swordsman here, because it takes 1 turn to disembark. They won't be able to get up on the land yet. We're going to send a swordsman right here. Once again, they won't be able to get up on the land. And then our last swordsman we'll put right there. We're basically setting the stage for my favorite moment in this whole OpenDev scenario pack. And you guys, I hope you guys will think it's as cool as I do, because I think it's wicked. Let's send a swordsman over here, and then 1 more swordsman right here or here. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to put them right there. And then this is our pikemen. We want them to be right here, because they'll need 1 turn to disembark onto that piece of land. So now everybody is just outside of range to be included as a reinforcement in the combat, right? So what that means is that we can do this. We can tell them to attack the city. Now what we're going to do here is we're not going to attack. Apparently it turned the tooltips off because I've done the scenario before. So we have 2 siege engines they give us for this scenario, 2 of these trebuchets. Siege engines, or siege weapon, can only be constructed during a siege, uses accumulated siege work, or using accumulated siege works. Cannot enter city tiles or retaliate when attacked by a close combat unit, and they are immobile, which means they cannot move once they are deployed. That's very important because it means where we put them is where they stay. They have 41 power, 2 movement, which is strange since they can't move, and then 6 range. The important thing about these is that they actually destroy walls. You'll see these walls here. Now, the way that walls work, and it's not telling us about them, so maybe I can mouse over this and get a description. No, not really. Okay, so what it would have told us if the tooltip wasn't turned off is that the way that walls work is that you can move over them, but it requires all of your movement to move over them with a unit. On the other hand, if the walls are destroyed by a siege engine, you can move through them freely at the same cost it would normally cost to move through that hex. So that's why these are important. What we're going to do here is we're going to maintain our siege instead of assaulting or abandoning the siege. And what that does is it just wears down these militia units. See these peasants right here? See how this one's at full health? Next turn, he'll have less than full health, and you'll be able to see that. Now, you note we can see the white outline now, and all of our units are just outside of reinforcement range except for this one, which is contributing to the siege. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to tell this unit to wait, 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 wait. You guys ready for the coolest moment in this scenario pack? This is how we wage war. You can see right there, it took about a quarter off of the peasant's health. Everybody onto the land. Now you'll notice as we move them onto the land, they get the little minus circle above their head, which means they're included as reinforcements. We could remove them or we can add them. I'm going to leave them all in, of course, because we want them here. There we go. And this one even has reinforcements because there are 2 units on this hex. But all of these units are considered reinforcements because this is actually the one initiating the attack. But they're all in the right place, and this is it, folks. This is my favorite moment of the entire scenario pack this time. Wolves at the gates, y'all. Look at that. So we're going to start the assault, because we have 1 turn left, so this is it. Now, when we do this, we're going to get to confirm battle, which is going to make sure that we want all these as reinforcements, which we do. Remember, we can move them into the city, but it's going to consume all of their movement, which is not a concern for us, because in a minute, we're going to have 2 big bad trebuchets over here, and that's scary. So if you're a defensive force fighting a invading force, you want to take out the siege engines. Siege engines bad, right? So what do you think they're going to do with their deployment here? I'm going to go ahead and end the deployment because I'm happy with where everything's at. And oh boy, they sure are sending a lot after these siege engines, aren't they? But I wonder what they left back here. Isn't that curious? Let's find out. Oh, would you look at that? That's very interesting, isn't it, guys? It's very, very interesting. It's almost as if they just handed their capital over to us without realizing it. It feels good to be the bad guys. We do have an extra pikeman here that I'm going to move back here. We probably could have left one of these units out so that we could move the pikeman into the city. And you'll notice that even now the pikeman is holding a choke point that is going to prevent them from actually coming through to the island that their capital is on. That, by the way, is the capture point we need to complete this objective successfully, and it's already ours. Now we also have our trebuchets over here. What we're going to do with them is we're actually going to whittle down the ranged units here. So we're going to hit this ranged unit. Boom. That also takes down those walls right there while doing a significant amount of damage to them, reducing their damage output. And then we could do the same thing right here with this ranged unit, but I think instead, yeah, we'll do that. The reason we're doing that is because if we shoot here, we take down these walls and we can go in with our pikemen, but we don't really need to even go in with our pikemen. Beautiful. It did 100 damage and it didn't kill them somehow. They have like less than a sliver, 1 health left, even though it said 100 damage. So I'm not sure about how that works. Anyways, we're not going to attack with our pikemen here because they'll get a big defensive bonus if we do. Instead, we'll just wait for them to attack us because we control the high ground. So they've got to deal with our trebuchets. We've got this pikeman over here harassing them. And in the meantime, we already control their capital. This is the end of this battle for Paris. They've already lost. Now they're going to destroy this trebuchet this turn more than likely because we don't really have anything defending it, and that's just how it's going to be. Totally fine with that. The trebuchets are a distraction. If we get out lucky, what's going to happen is they're going to kill both of our trebuchets and everybody else will get away and survive. That's my goal here. I can't guarantee that that's going to happen, but there's a pretty good chance. Take 7 damage there, which is basically nothing. Next turn, we're going to use our trebuchet to take this wall down. We're going to kill them with our pikemen and try to move through and get out onto the water so that we can escape. They are moving archers in up here. We want to keep an eye on that. Those archers are very dangerous. They could actually kill our pikeman when we try to retreat with him. They're going to shoot the trebuchet, but they haven't killed it yet. Okay, now they might. Actually, that guy's not going to do much damage at all. Yeah, so that's what's funny is that their crossbowmen here, they're just not doing any damage because we basically killed them already. Same with this one over here. He's getting in for a little bit of damage, it seems like, but not enough to actually matter. And we did take some damage on our pikeman unit right here, which is unfortunate, but it'll work out in the long run. Okay. Can we have our turn now, game? We're ready to finish you. Oh, they did get our trebuchet, and now they're working on the other one. So it's very clear this trebuchet is not going to make it more than one more turn, which is why we need to get this unit out as quickly as we can. Getting these guys out is now our #1 priority. The problem is that it does take 1 turn to disembark. So we've got to at least get them somewhere where they can disembark while they're still alive. These are the biggest issue we have with them, to be honest, is these archers. We could just whack the archers, I guess. We just whack the archers and then kill these guys. But that does leave us somewhat exposed. It's tempting, though. Very tempting. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's the right call here, I think. We're going to kill the archers. We're going to come in and kill these guys as well. And then next turn, we're going to try to beat feet out of here as quickly as we can. I'm actually curious whether we can... I mean, we can almost run for the water on this side as fast as we could going through these walls anyway, and we don't really need to break these walls down at this point. Like, there's no point to worry about it. They still need to kill our trebuchet here to have any kind of effect on that side of the battlefield, and in the meantime, over here, we're completely fine. In fact, we are so fine over here, what we're going to do is we're going to pull this unit back, capture the control point, move these guys in here, and then we're going to do a little bit of a shuffle. We'll pull this unit back, pull this unit back, pull this unit back, and then this one. And of course, last but not least, these pikemen right here. Now, the reason we're pulling all these units back is so that we can let them funnel in right here, because they're going to funnel in to try to get more units into the fight. And when they do, we're going to have them dead to rights, because if they land over here, we get the benefits of attacking from inside of a city, which right now includes a lot of defense and stuff. You can actually see it if we look at one of the tiles, like this one. Ah, there we go. Restricts movement and provides a bonus to units defending from outside attack unless breached by a siege weapon. So basically that applies even when you're attacking from inside the walls to the outside. So if we can get them to filter over here, we're going to get some really, really nice damage there. Or at the very least, they're not going to get any defense bonus, and we're pretty evenly statted, but we have a very good morale right now with all of our units around. This is amazing though, right guys? Viking Siege of Paris complete. We've got like 3 more rounds to go, but they're basically predetermined outcomes. The fact that he did 6 damage there when he has like no health kills me, because they do about 7 when they're at full health, which you'll see right here. Yeah, you gonna get us for 7 here? 7 health, darn. It's a pretty solid hit right there, guys. Pretty solid hit if there ever was one. Honestly, it's not a big deal. We're just gonna kind of kill these guys off next round anyway. We may just kill this unit off as well. We actually could potentially kill all of these units in one turn. Like all 3 of these. We'll see if we actually manage to do that though. We do want to kind of maintain the health of our pikemen if at all possible, because they're really good against horsemen, and they will start to send these horsemen back after us once we retreat this pikeman over here. Okay. You guys are doing your thing. Kill the trebuchet. That's what they're going to do. They're going to off that trebuchet right now, and we are going to try to get our pikemen out to the best of our ability. This is actually the biggest problem with escaping our pikemen right here, is if we do escape them, they might shoot him with the crossbowmen, and that would be really, really sad, because that's the only way they kill him now. Okay, it's our turn. Can we get you to the water? Almost. Almost, but not quite. Sad times, guys. Can't quite get him to the water. Can't kill those guys. Can't kill those guys because of the walls. I think what we'll do is we'll just pull him over here to go to the water. And hope that they decide he's not worth killing while they try to come back and fight on the other side. If they do happen to leave him alive, we will be able to get him out safely, and then we'll probably suffer 0 losses while winning this entire combat. Okay. So here we want to be careful because it's all about how we rotate troops. Do that. That's a really, really reasonable exchange for us. Getting these guys back somewhere safe is actually super important right here. So I'm going to pull these guys out behind the walls because they're injured. And I want to pull these guys back. Send this guy up front to potentially finish these units off. Or go here. That's a difficult choice. Who else hasn't moved here? These guys have already moved, right? No, they haven't. Okay. So the problem here is that if we don't kill this unit, we don't open up this hex so that we can kill that unit. But if we do, then we're not going to be able to finish this unit off right here. So let's do this. Get them. We're going to have them tear that unit up real quick, which is going to open that hex for this unit to come out and kill this unit. All right. We're going to pull our pikemen back here to keep them safe until we need them. And then we're going to send this unit up to attack these guys. They're going to take about 65% of their health right here, which is not going to leave them in a good spot. I guess it's only 57, but I'm okay with that. That's still more than half. That is a very nice hit. Pull this unit in. And can we move these guys? No, we can't. We've already moved them. Okay, it's the enemy's turn now. Their turn to go here. Oof, we're probably going to take a little bit of damage there. Only 7. I will accept that very, very much. Okay. This is going pretty good for us right here. This is an ideal situation at the moment. Now they're sending their horsemen back. Let's keep an eye on our pikeman back here and see if he gets whacked, because... Oh, no. Don't do it. Leave the poor pikeman alone. What did he ever do to you? Besides, you know, assaulting your city and distracting you while we took your capital. He's just a little pikeman, though. He never did nothing. Leave him be. That being said, it doesn't matter. We're going to escape him next turn, probably as far away as we can. If we can get over here to get him even further from this crossbowman, I will, but I doubt that's going to work. The thing is, will he be able to take enough damage from this guy when he's in the water next turn to actually die? And I don't know the answer to that question. Oh, we can actually get some distance in the water, too. Let's do that. Catch us if you can, sucker! Alright, we got our pikemen away. Perfect. You guys go ahead and whack these guys for me real quick. Really don't like them. Excellent job. There we go. Big damage. I am very much liking where this is going at this particular moment. I'm gonna move these guys over here so that we can pull this unit back into the walls. And then we should be able to finish off these crossbowmen right here. Welcome to the slaughter of Paris. How many units of theirs have we killed now? 4, 5, 6 units. We've lost 0, and we're capturing Paris. This is how you do like Vikings, y'all. It's not about going head on. There's no reason to. We have boats. We have brains. We can put them together. We can capture Paris without losing a single unit. At least that's our goal. Oof, they took a lot of damage right there. We're gonna have to retreat these guys next turn. If we want to keep our goal of not losing a single unit, we're gonna have to retreat them next turn. Which is honestly not, you know, that's not surprising. I kind of was figuring that was gonna end up happening. Whew. Taking a lot of damage here. We've got to get our pikemen out here in front. That's the real issue, is the pikemen are the anti-cavalry units. We got to get them out front so that they can help us out. Yeah, bonus when fighting cavalry units. It's going to be a big deal right here. We honestly could have kept our units healthier by leaving the gunmen or the crossbowmen up here blocking these units from getting in, but we didn't do that, so now we're just going to have to kill them. That is a swordsman. That is a pikeman. Okay, so let's do this. Let's see. Who's the most injured? You are. So you need to get out of here. And then this unit needs to pull back. This unit can come in and go after this guy. Alright. So far, so good. We have to pull the pikemen only 1 hex in and then still have people able to come out and help out here. So I think we've got that. Yeah, we do. Alright, so let's pull this unit away. Pull our swordsmen in here. The reason we have to get a unit here is because if we don't, these swordsmen will get killed by the horsemen next round. Can we not move there and attack? Move there and attack with these guys. We can, but it won't be until next turn. Hey, that'll work. That'll work. Oof, we're gonna suffer a lot of damage if we do that, though. So that's actually not a good plan. This is a much better plan. We need our pikemen here. Oh, we just moved our pikemen out. That's not good. Okay, so we moved our pikemen out, which means we need to stay defensive with these guys because they're going to take a pretty big loss here. We can move this guy over here, and next turn we'll pull our pikemen back in. Although there isn't a next turn, this is it. In which case, it might have been better just to go after that guy, but that's fine. Ending the round. Oh no, it's good we didn't go after them, because if we had, we might have actually lost a unit. Here we go. We're going to get out with 0 units lost, capturing Paris, and we killed a whole bunch of their people. Success, y'all. This is what Viking success looks like. This is not going to be my highest damage finish, though. I'll show you guys my highest damage finish after this. Okay? You guys got anything else? No, you won't. Ending the turn. How far will we push Humankind? To the brink right there, baby. We did that battle perfectly. At least in my opinion, we did. I mean, we could have done more damage. We could have killed more units. We might have actually been able to wipe out all of their units if I had gone a little bit more risky, but I wanted to keep all our units alive. Hey, it's the literal Jeff, y'all.
Obviously, thank you for playing. We really hope you enjoyed it.
I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it. This is my favorite scenario. I can't wait to use the Norsemen as one of my civilizations or cultures in Humankind. Super excited about that. I love them, guys. That was wicked.
Game designers have put together a list of questions that would help us.
Yes, questions. Questions. We will do the questions.
If you're interested in hearing more about this, come join the community on Games Together. Thanks again for playing, and thank you for leaving your mark on Humankind.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we did. We left our mark on Paris, y'all. Okay, so 5 turns, 0 enemy units killed. That's not true. 0 units lost. That's also not... Well, actually, that is true. We did 827 damage, and they dealt 606. Here's my best attempt at this, by the way. Wait, where is it? There it is. That's my best attempt at this right there. That is 1,114 damage to their 600 and, I want to say 33. It's a little bit small for me to see it here. Alrighty then. That is what success looks like right there. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the main menu here. Alright, so now that we have completed loot and pillage, it's time for us to go wading into battle. This is armies, battle, deployment, and tactics. The Koreans have taken up a defensive position across the river, but your Japanese troops march on equipped with gunpowder weapons. You'll have to fight your way over if the invasion is to be a success. This one is tough. This one, to me, was the most difficult of the scenarios this time. Like, I had no idea how to do it. It took a couple of runs to even get a good feel for it, but I think it's a pretty cool one at the same time. So we're definitely going to jump into this and have some fun. We immediately get stuck starting the battle, that's fine. We're going to confirm the battle, and then we're going to look at our units and the battlefield. So here's the dilemma. We need to kind of take them out, but we also need to protect our control point here. They have a lot of units, they have the high ground, and they also have some very powerful artillery that we have to deal with. This is the first time we're going to see artillery. This is not the same as a siege weapon. It's a little bit different. So what's important here to note is that these things right here that kind of look like rocks, those are forests. Forests reduce the amount of damage that you take from missile fire. That includes artillery fire. So we're going to focus on utilizing these forests to the best of our ability. We also have a river here, which provides a natural barrier because units basically lose all their movement when they hit the river. They can still attack across the river, but they can't actually move any further. So we're going to utilize that to basically get the most out of our gunmen here. These are called arquebusiers. Arquebusier, I think that's what that is. I don't know. Arquebusiers, I don't know. I'm probably mispronouncing that. We're going to put our melee units here actually in the back, so to speak. And the reason for that is because we want to put our gunmen where they can actually get their shots off and do some damage. And for our melee units, we want to keep them alive for as long as we can in defensive positions, because they're going to be the ones that clean up once we've kind of cleared out some of their units. They have a massive, massive unit advantage here, which you'll see in just a moment. We have 8 units. Let's see how many they have. Woo. Woo. That's a whole lot, guys. That's, oof. They have 20 units, we have 8. This is going to be a long fight. Anyways, with our positioning here, we're in a pretty good spot, though. Because if they move into the rivers to try to cross, we can just gun them down with our gunmen. We also have the high ground here, so even if they do cross and attack our gunmen, they should take reduced damage. And at the same time, we do need to make sure our gunmen have line of sight. Line of sight is a very strange mechanic in the combat here, because it's actually difficult to tell whether or not you have line of sight on an enemy unit. The best way to tell is that when you're moving your ranged units, it'll highlight hexes that you can fire on in red. Which means if you can't hit anything and you go to move and it shows something in red, then you can hit stuff. So right now, this is in line of sight and this is in line of sight. I don't know why this isn't, or this isn't, or this isn't, because this is a straight shot right here, like it seems line of sight to me, but apparently that's not accurate. So we have to work with the line of sight they give us, which in this case allows us to work on this unit or this unit. Now, we can see that if we do hit them with our gunmen, they're going to take about 30 to 40 damage, so either 1/3 or almost half. So what we want to do, if at all possible, is look at places where we can group up our shots to get as much damage as possible. And we also want to focus on taking out their gunmen when they're on open terrain. This guy right here is not in trees, which means he is a prime target to get shot here. Boom, boom, boom. Gonna do some damage to them, prevent them from doing as much damage to us, because once they're damaged significantly enough, they will actually do reduced damage. We didn't get them there yet, but one more shot ought to do that. The question is, if we move something here, so here we'd have a shot on them, here we would not, here we would not, here we would not. The only place we would have a shot on them is if we left ourselves out in the open over here. Yeah, we wouldn't get it there. But we would get it there, which seems really weird. I feel like we would actually get it if we move here. Who do we have that could take that shot? Potentially them. Although if we move here, we can see we don't have a shot. If we move here, we do. I'm going to try this just because it could work. It might not. Oh, it does. Look at that. Okay. So we're going to move down here. Another shot on these guys. This should drastically reduce their ability to affect the battle. Boom, boom, boom. They're going to take some good damage here. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Still not... Oh, they are damaged. Okay, they are damaged, which means that they will have a reduced attack. Down by 1 combat strength. Now we have to think about what we're doing with these units. I actually think it's better to move them over here and just double shot this unit. And perhaps move one of our melee units right here. The other option is to stay here, which does leave these guys open to attack on the river, which doesn't seem like a good idea. So I'm going to bring them over here. And we're going to put in shots on this halberdier. Bang, bang, boys. Bang, bang. They're going to take lots and lots of damage here, drastically reducing their combat capabilities. And then we're going to potentially move this unit right here so that we do have somebody controlling that high ground point. And if they do come in, we have essentially the ability to beat them. And I want to see if we can move back here and hit them. It doesn't look like we can, so we'll have to stay here if we want to get that shot. And we do want to get that shot, so we're going to get it. What's really important here is that we don't rush the river to take these guys out, because if we rush the river to take these guys out, we're actually going to give them the high ground. The river seems to be a lower elevation than these 2 plateaus right here. Very, very important. And then with this unit, I think we'll pull it over here in case we do need to swap a melee unit for one of our gunmen because they try to cross the river here. That being said, if they do try to cross the river, we get the high ground advantage with our gunmen. We may actually just kill them on their way in. I've had that happen on a couple tries, so that's pretty nice. And then, honestly, I wonder if it's not better to just pull this unit back here. Primarily because I don't know if this will block the artillery fire, but it might. Speaking of artillery, here's one of their artillery units right here. The mortar, ranged combat unit, must have line of sight to attack. From what I understand, that's not an accurate tooltip. They don't actually need line of sight to attack. I think they just need sight of the hex they're hitting, because it's an indirect fire thing. Yeah, see, they're able to hit this unit, but because we kept them in trees, we only took 8 damage there. That's why every unit on our side has to stay in the trees in this scenario. We have to stay in the trees, that's what's going to keep us safe. Because we have to weather the storm from these until we've killed all of their defenders and we can move in and kill them. Because if we rush into the river here to try to rush these artillery, we'll just get whacked by all of these units that have high ground and have the advantage. There, one of their gunmen shot our gunman for 5. Their gunman is actually in a forest here, so it doesn't do us any good to shoot at them. We will do extremely reduced damage if we do so. Now look at that, they did just bring forward another gunman that is also in forest. So we don't care about the forest so much. What we really need to do is to hit these units while kind of pulling back here to try to draw those gunmen in further. Oh boy. And this is what I thought they'd do. They're going to try to rush us on the river here. That was actually a really, really big mistake. We'll see why next round when we pull this unit back, send a melee unit here, and attack with the high ground. That was exactly what we wanted. We wanted them to overcommit. Very good. Very, very good. They're overcommitting in the worst kind of way right now. We actually don't even have to move our gunmen away from here if we don't want to because of the way that they're overcommitting. If we're able to move a gunman back here and shoot them, that's totally worth, and at that point we'll do that. But in the oh wow. Wow. They are really, really rushing this gunman right here. We got to pull them back and get a melee unit over here to utilize the height advantage. Okay. Well, we succeeded at drawing them in. We 100% succeeded at drawing them in. There is zero doubt about that. That's crazy. We drew them in droves. I'm not exactly sure what we do here now. We leave this unit here, we keep fighting, they're gonna die. There's really no two ways about that. They will die next turn. There's almost no debating it here. We do need to move them out in order to get in with this unit. However, if we move them out, I don't know that we'll be able to... I want to swap them, but that's not an option. You know what I mean? That's the big problem here. And I don't know if we can move a unit again after we switch to moving another unit. I don't think we can. So for right now, let's work with these guys and see what we can do with them. If we go here, we get a kill, but I don't think that's what we want to do. Let's start with this. Let's move this unit over here just to see if we can then move them again. Doesn't look like that's an option. Pull this unit back. And we're going to send this unit over here. Very nice. And we're going to use this unit with the high ground to go ahead and kill one of these guys. Probably this one. Makes the most sense. Now our goal at this point is to annihilate as many of these enemy units here as we can without putting ourselves at any more risk. So we're going to come kill this unit. There is a question to be had about where we can move, where we would have the ability to shoot units without being on completely open ground here. Not a whole lot of options either. So I guess what we'll do in this instance... Is there something we can do with this unit? We could rush this guy down to the river and just open up, but if we do that, he's going to get swarmed. He'll get swarmed really bad, and he will die. I don't think that's actually a good option for us at all. It's a much better option to just kill this unit here, or to potentially even retreat this unit. If we do retreat this unit, though, there's a very good chance they're going to move that unit in. Can we get here in one turn? It's not really a good way for us to tell. So we have... How much movement on this unit? Now it doesn't tell us. That's frustrating. 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can move him there to cover. And I think that's probably the best chance we have. So I'm going to pull this unit back. We're going to shoot right here. Bang, bang. This unit's going to come over here and finish these guys off. I do want to point out right now, we've lost 0 units, and they have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, it should be now, unless that one was already counted. May have already been counted. Anyways, they're losing units left and right, guys. They are losing units left and right, and we're pretty solid right now. We still don't even have anyone that's damaged and out in the open together. Is that unit dead now? Oh, it is. Okay, so we still have a shot from this unit, which we can actually use to finish these guys off, I think. Oh, no, we already used it to finish them. Okay, that's fine. Sometimes I get ahead of the animations. That can happen. They are really, really cool animations, though. I like how these guys are like, let me lift my spear up here. Let me flex it around a little bit. Showboating with those spears. So far, we're kicking butt and taking names, though. 4 deaths on their side, 0 on ours so far. And we're really just trying to wait them out. Oh, they just made a huge mistake. That's a huge mistake. Putting their gunmen into open ground like that is really bad because it means we can kill them. And they only have... How many gunmen do they have? 1, 2, 3? Is it 3? I thought they had more. No, they've only got 3. If we can kill all their gunmen, then we can go in and we don't have to worry about them doing a ton of damage to our gunmen, and our gunmen can just pick off their melee guys. Oh, they just did it with 2. They just moved 2 gunmen into open... Bad decision is bad, guys. Bad decision is bad. That's all I have to say about that. We're gonna wreck them this round. It's gonna be nasty. They did move one of their gunmen back here. We need to keep that in mind. Wait, if they move one of their gunmen back here, then how many do they have? They have to have 4. Why am I only seeing 3? Interesting. If that's to be believed, all of their gunmen are currently visible. Can't hit that one there. Can hit it here, which is what we're after. It's not enough quite to kill them right now. So that leaves me with another question of, can we hit it if we move these guys here? I suspect we can, and we'll end up trying that out for sure. But for right now, I'm also fine with just taking shots on this guy. Alright. Big hits. More big hits. Come on. Let me do it. Let me kill them. More big hits. Now, it's actually really important that we finish these guys off. We don't leave them at 1 health. Because even at 1 health, they can still do, you know, considerable damage. That's so close. I say that, and I'm getting ready to just go after them right now and not even worry about any of that. Here we could kill them. That does leave us exposed. It would also draw out their melee units as well, though. So it's something to consider here, whether or not we're willing to sacrifice a single melee unit to get in like that. I don't think that's actually a good idea, though. I really don't. I think it'd be better to just kill this unit right now. But I think it's also better to take this shot and then hope that we can get another shot with this guy. I think it's worth it to take that risk. Unfortunately, when you hit the river, you get stopped, because if we could cross the river in one fell swoop, that would be huge for us right here, but that's not going to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this guy over here, and I'm going to see if moving up here will give us a shot or not. It will not. It's pretty much nowhere that we can move. Actually, we can move right here, and that'll give us a shot. Let's do it. It's a little bit risky. We could lose one of our gunmen here, but at the same time, we could also just get a nice kill. Actually, not sure whether I want to just kill this guy or kill one of these guys, because they're not going to rush us with the gunman. That would be silly. These guys are dead even if they go into cover. I'm going to kill this guy, because if they rush with that, they could actually kill our gunman here. These gunmen all taking pot shots at this unit still won't kill it, more than likely. Yeah, that was the best choice. They have one gunman left, and a whole lot of halberdiers, which we're not even interested in rushing their halberdiers right now. See, if I move down here, we might see that they have some more halberdiers over here, and then we just get wrecked. I've done it. It's not a good call at all. And the impetus is on them because they have to capture that control point. So we're just gonna wait. We're gonna wait. We're gonna make them come to us, and it's gonna be a bad day for them. I actually didn't win this scenario the last time I did it. I almost did. I had one melee unit left when I went after the artillery, and it wasn't enough. So I'm trying to play a little bit more carefully this time, and with any luck, this will be the time that I win it, because I haven't won this scenario yet. Are they still on forest there? No, that's open ground. That moment when the AI makes the bad decision. That guy's still dead, even in cover. So we're going to focus everything we have on killing these guys. We do want to kill these other units as well, but killing these guys is priority one. Because they're on open ground right now, and we can do it. Okay. This is a good chance. This is it right here. This is how we go home and win this fight. See, now they're having to send their melee units in because they're out of ranged units almost. If we kill these off, they have to close in on us because all they have is artillery, and artillery is not going to capture this point for them. Oh, they're going to rush one of our ranged units there. That's unfortunate. Please tell me we at least kill them too. Oh, we killed them and didn't lose our unit. Look at that, y'all. How crazy was that? Okay. So choices here are going to matter a lot. This unit cannot hit anything but these guys, and realistically, we'd like it to kill one of these units off, if possible. And it seems like only 2 of our units are going to be able to hit their gunmen. So that's sort of a given. We need that to happen ASAP. So we're going to do that. Boom, boom, boom. Big damage, guys. Come on. Hurt them. Hurt them good. That wasn't very good. That was not very good. That was like 20 damage. Come on, guys. They're on open ground. You have to hit harder than that. You have to hit harder than that. Please tell me they're at least considered damaged now. They are damaged. Which means they do suffer that damage penalty, which is important. I think with this unit, it becomes important for us to just pull it back. But we want to pull it back to somewhere where it can actually get a shot off, too. Like, this is a good spot for it to be, essentially, but it's not going to make it there for obvious reasons. Okay, let's do this. Let's pull this unit back. We go here, do we have any shots at all? We do not. If we shoot here, how much damage do we do? Not enough. Come here, still not enough damage. Actually blown away by the fact that, like... Oh, I mean, we could draw them into open ground. That in and of itself would be interesting. It does seem like a mistake, though. How much health does this have? This has 10 health. They may just kill this next turn with artillery anyway, so I think we just take this shot. I think we take this shot, get as much damage as we can in before they kill us with artillery. If we get really lucky, maybe they rush us with a military unit or a melee unit first and we take some shots on them. In the meantime, though, let's get our melee units up to the front now, because now is their time to shine. And we are almost through the first round sequence, or turn sequence of the, I guess, 4-turn combat. Woof. Oh, that's because we have 4 turns till the game ends. That probably makes a lot more sense. See, and that's what I was worried about. No matter where we moved them, they were going to hit them with artillery. They didn't kill them yet, though. They are having to commit multiple artillery shots to finishing these guys off. And they left them in open ground to finish him, which means we can now kill them with impunity, basically. Oh, that's aggravating right there. But we will still have the advantage as far as armed forces or ranged forces go, because they can cross to the river and attack, but they can't actually cross over the river until the turn after they move on to a river tile. So we don't have to worry about the melee rushing this unit. Oh, that's clever. They use this guy to body block, so apparently you can body block line of sight. That's fine. We'll kill this, and then we'll take a shot at this. Come on, give me my shot. Have some damage. The thing is, we're still in relatively good position here. We did lose 1 gunner. It is what it is. 1 or 2. Oh, I guess we've lost 2 so far, but they were both veterans. They went out as hardcore veterans, guys, right there. We could go here. That does sort of give them the ability to ambush us from here. Don't really like that. I think I'm just gonna hang. I'm gonna hang out and let them come to us. Patience is a virtue. Gotta end our turn now. Okay. Battle continues. Still got 2 ranged units here that are causing problems, but their melee units are now stuck in a position where they basically have to march to their death. Holy crap, that artillery did 15. That was a big artillery hit there. That was probably the worst artillery hit I've taken all game. Oh yeah, see 6 there. 6, 8, that's fine. 15, that's huge. 9, I'm good with 9. Keep hitting badly, artillery. Please, I need you to. This is where we get our advantage. If we can finish off their ranged units here and still have some ranged units left to work these guys down, that's where the advantage comes in for us. Come on. Alright. They're body blocking. You sneaky. They are body blocking for their ranged guys. Alright. Crud, what do we do here then? If they're gonna body block like that, that actually puts us in a bad spot. I wonder if we can get around the body block by moving here? No. Could by moving here. We put them in open ground there, though. Open ground that can be rushed. Not super keen on that. I guess we just slow play it here. I almost feel like now is the time for us to kind of rush them. We do it there. We don't actually give them high ground that can attack us. I'm okay with that. Let's do this one. This is actually a decent trade here, because we're not in high ground that they can attack. We are on open ground that they can attack, but not high ground. I almost feel like saying if you want to body block with them, fine, we'll just shoot them, but that's actually not beneficial to us. It would be much more beneficial to us to maybe move up here and get a shot on these guys. I think that's a good deal. They have the 1 heavily damaged ranged unit left. That's really all they have. In fact, if we wanted to come down here and hit these guys, once again, we're not actually giving them the high ground advantage here. I just don't know if we kill them there. We don't. We get close, but we don't kill them. Same thing, close but no kill. If we do this, though, the real question is, do we leave ourselves in a position where we can capitalize on them rushing in on us? And the answer is no, but we could. Depends on the range that we can move this guy. Okay, I like that. Let's do this. Take this unit over here. And with this unit, we're going to come right here and attack. And the reason why is because if we do that, it's going to leave this unit able to capitalize, and if we need to, we can come use the high ground here and capitalize as well. So there's like no hexes that they can attack our units on without leaving us an opportunity to counterattack for more damage. I think I'm good with that. Unfortunately, it does put them on open ground. That means they can be hit with artillery, but they don't have very many units left here. And we're basically forcing them to commit to killing one thing or the other. I will admit, this is very, very tense. I don't know that we're going to win this. Really hope we do, but I don't know for sure we're going to. It's closer than I've ever been, though. I will say that. Oh, man, they're really, really letting loose on these guys with artillery. Oh, and of course, now they're going to move their range guys into the cover here and fire on us, since they know we don't have 2 units that can hit them there. That was just silly. Okay. You gonna make mistakes here? I'm hoping you do. Alright, I'm fine with that. You guys make all the mistakes that you want to. Making mistakes is your right. How many of those units do they have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've got 6 melee units left. We can see 4 of them on our map, but they just retreated 1. Okay, so now we do need to pull back. Be a little bit more defensive here. But the main thing was we needed to get this ranged unit where we could actually hit it. And now we do have it there. Question is, can we just blitz it? I mean, that looks pretty good to me right now, if I'm being honest. Let's do that. This unit's already damaged, so we're not making much of a trade. And in exchange, we're killing off their last ranged unit and allowing ourselves to capitalize with the ranged units we have left. Speaking of capitalizing with the ranged units we have left, if we can find a way to body block for our ranged units here, like they were doing, that actually works out quite well for us. I don't know if that's actually going to work. Like, I don't know if that's considered a body block right there. But as long as we can still hit these guys, I'm okay with it. Look at that. And this unit, I'm going to pull back to cover now. Now we have the only ranged units left. They have to come to us. Things are looking good. We have 2 melee units at full health, although one of them is out in the open, which isn't good. But they've also got to use those artillery shots to kill our ranged guys, or they're just going to keep getting shot. So as long as we're forcing pressure like that, we can now start to send our melee guys back in here to work on those artillery. Oof. Artillery damage is no fun. And you note they're retreating their melee units back to defend the artillery. Oh wow, they're pulling back real hard. That guy literally just ran into a spear. He was like, I commit seppuku in combat. Good for you, dude. Good for you. At least you went out with honor. Let's put some real pressure on. Let's put some pressure on and go straight after this thing. Oh, no. No, 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 that's not what we wanted. We can't move away now. Alright, but we don't have to attack to hurt ourselves either. We can force them to attack into us if they want to deal damage. Otherwise, we're just helping them kill us faster, which is pointless. I feel like we want to take this, this unit over to the side here. See if we can kind of pull them up over this high point. Now here, if we move, we get stuck on the river again, which isn't worth, but we also can't get our ranged units into position to shoot on anyone right now. So that's also a problem. Now, if we can get a ranged unit here, we may be able to shoot somebody. We'll see. Yes, we can. I like it. Let's do that. We do still have a melee unit sort of in no man's land over there, but at least they can trade for something, put some pressure on. And hopefully soon enough we can kind of burst our melee units over here. Actually, maybe that's the play. Maybe we just set them both up on this side and gun it. We do have another one that's ready to come up clear over on that side as well. And we could actually start to pull our ranged units up over onto that ridge. I think maybe moving towards that ridge in the later part of the battle would have been a wiser decision, because it's just higher ground over here. Oh, so painful. Please no. Please no, artillery. Enough of this. Yeah, that artillery is something else. We still can't force their halberdiers into anything, like they still have to openly engage us. And as long as their artillery is able to whittle down our ranged units like that, it's not going to help us much. Oh, they didn't kill the ranged unit there. That was probably a huge mistake. We did see, okay, and this is what I was worried about. Of course, they're going to move to the high ground there, and then we just get wrecked. Oh, and then they sweep in behind that unit. Take some damage, that's great. See, this is the problem. We have to keep enough melee units alive, but if we don't use melee units to engage at some point, then they're able to just keep poking us with artillery, and there's literally nothing we can do about it. So that's a death sentence. Rough, rough, rough. Let's go back here and get some high ground. It's going to be one of the best courses of action that we have. Our ranged units hardly hit for anything now. They're not even in cover, and we still just hit for like nothing. Oh, if we move them, we won't have a shot, more than likely. Oh, we do. If we move, we still have a shot. Okay. Take your shot. Let's take this unit and move it here. And then this one will move over here. That's the only way we can get them onto the river without exposing them to, like, massive, massive disadvantages. And if they do move in to engage them here, then we can engage down here in equal territory. But otherwise, what we're going to do is we're going to try to burst our way through to the cannons here. It's really all we have left. We had to go in open terrain with them as the only way to move forward. That damage is really going to stack up. The good news is, though, that while they're wasting artillery on this, they're not actually killing our gunmen. And our gunmen may actually be able to put some decent damage in here when we need them to. Like, it's not a ton, but it'll help. Okay. Alright. This isn't great, but it's not horrendously bad yet. I mean, it's pretty close to horrendously bad. I mean, I don't know what we could have done, honestly. Like, you can't wait them out. I tried actually hiding units back here so that they don't get hit by the artillery, but the artillery can hit you all the way back here. There's no way to get away from it. There we go. That looks good. So let's do that. And then while we're at it, can we finish these guys from here? Oh, we can. We can finish those guys, or we can weaken these guys. Let's finish them. Oh, that's not great. Well, now we're screwed. Vision sucks sometimes, let's just put it that way. Ooh, that's nice. Wait a minute. Not quite enough, but that'll work. We could bait them a little bit. I don't know if that's actually worth, though. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna send him over here as bait. This unit is just screwed now because I didn't have vision of this hex. I thought it was clear and we could rush up on it, and that was a huge mistake. Yeah. No way around that. We're gonna get hurt right here. They're probably gonna kill this unit and either kill this unit or get real close. And at that point, there's not a whole lot we can do. In order to cross the river with our gunmen, we have to step onto the river, which leaves us in open territory for the artillery. The artillery just adds up a lot here. And I've yet to find anything we can do to, like, slow the artillery down. Oh, we have to end our turn. Okay. Ending our turn. Not that that's going to provide us much benefit or advantage in the next couple rounds. Still, we did have good numbers. Like, we did have good numbers. We put up a heck of a fight. Maybe I got overzealous. I mean, we could have pulled everybody back to the farthest range right here and just let the artillery poke at them for like 10 to 15 a turn and hoped that we could weather it till the end. Maybe that was the right play. And I just got too aggressive. I'm just not sure if that was the right play. Like that's the problem, right? Is that it's not easy to be like, oh yeah, that was it right there. I just made a silly mistake. And these guys are trapped. No matter what they do, they're dead. What I think I'm gonna do is I can reasonably say that all of their melee guys are up front now. I'm just gonna rush the artillery here. Get them, boys. Alright, 47 damage to that one artillery that quickly. Question is, can we close in with another one? And that's gonna be a no. That works, though. Come on, survive. Oh, they killed each other. Okay, that wasn't exactly what I was going for, but it's something. Yeah, I don't think we win this one. I don't know if we really even can. One thing we can do is pull back here so they at least have to leave their high ground to get us. It won't matter, though. They're going to use the artillery to whittle this guy down. Even in the forest, like how much health does he have? He has 32 health. Even in the forest, they can whittle him down fast without their melee units. With their melee units, there's just no way for us to win this. Did they not attack? No, they're just going to let the artillery do it for them and then sweep in with these guys to clean up. That's what's going to happen. It was a good try, though, guys. It was a good try. Weak sauce. Look at him go, though. You could do it. Oh, he fought to the last. Nothing but pride in our soldiers in this one. They kicked butt. Yeah. How far will you push Humankind? Right to the brink of extinction in that fight. Absolutely didn't come out on top there. I'm curious to see what our score is, though, because at least we took a lot of dudes out. Like, for the way that we were outnumbered, I still think that was a good fight.
It's me again, back to say just a few words. First and most obviously, thank
the
you.
literal Jeff is back.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Jeff, I'm sorry. I know I've shamed you with this terrible display of tactics. I honestly think that if I would have stayed back more and just had everybody stay in cover, instead of putting those guys out and exposing them to try to bait them in more, that we would have been fine. I keep forgetting the impetus is on them to hit us with that control point. Like, they have to capture that. So if I had just stayed back instead of putting us out where we took more damage, it would have been fine.
And thank you for leaving your mark on Humankind.
It left its mark on me, Jeff. Okay, so we lost 8 units, but we killed 16. We dealt 1,693 damage and took 800. So we dealt double the damage we took. We killed double the units that we lost, and we lasted for 3 turns. That is compared to my last attempt, where it wasn't quite like that. Let's see. I'm gonna make that bigger. So it was 3 turns, we killed 17, we lost 8. We did a little bit more damage that run as well. But still, overall, pretty solid. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it was pretty solid. I'm going to do the feedback off of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I am really excited about this game. The fact that we were even able to go 8 for 16 like that with good strategy is a sign that there is strategic depth in the combat system. And I have to say, these last 2 scenarios in particular really showcased it. I don't know how you guys felt about it. You can let me know in the comments, but I can't wait. I really think that the situational terrain plus reinforcements and all that, the way that everything comes together in the combat in Humankind is actually really nice. I don't think I've ever had a moment in a turn-based 4X game where things felt the way they felt with the Vikings that were taking Paris in that particular situation. Now, obviously, whether that kind of stuff will happen in your gameplay is entirely different based upon how the game goes. But as far as these scenarios go, I thought they were great. I thought the mechanics they showed were great. I think the only mechanics that I have a problem with right now our line of sight, because it's really difficult to tell how that actually functions, and maybe a little bit with vision, because I guess that because that unit was on the ground, we couldn't see up that hillside, but we did have another unit right across like that little ditch that should have been able to look over and be like, there are people up there, just so you know. Anyways, that's the only two sort of like iffy things for me. Everything else seemed really, really great. So I'm going to go ahead and do the survey, and I will let you guys enjoy OpenDev yourself if you're in, and if you're not, just let me know what you thought in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to go ahead and give us a like or subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!